The Republican National Committee has announced its list of 8 GOP candidates who have qualified for tomorrow's presidential primary debate in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Texas pastor and businessman Ryan Binkley says he surpassed the debate's donor threshold. However, his name is not on that list. And joining us now is GOP presidential candidate Ryan Binkley. So you got the donor requirement. You also had to have at least 1% in a certain number of qualifying polls. Have you heard from the RNC as to why you didn't qualify yet?
Well, we did qualify, as you said, on the polls. In fact, we qualified for the next debate on the polls. I think we're going to hit 50,000 donors today. I think we were one poll short. I'm not for sure exactly which. We submitted some things today. You have to have state polls in Iowa, New Hampshire. I think we're like 5 or 6 people short in New Hampshire. We're coming for you, New Hampshire. So we'll see. At the end of the day, though, our message is about the people. And this is kind of an interesting moment because, as I mentioned earlier, this is the first time we've had a chance to be in studio in a national audience or a platform like this. And it's so many people right now that are overlooked, not seen. And so it's almost appropriate. It's not bad that I'm not seen right now because our message is resonating. We've been to 62 counties in Iowa, talking to people just like they're different location, but just like the people here on the streets, and they want to be seen and see, is anybody listening? And that's what we're doing. The message is ringing clear.
And I know you want to talk about your plan, but let's talk about President Trump for just a moment.
Okay, sure.
You have called the indictments against the former president political, and you say if you're elected president, that you would likely pardon him if he is convicted on federal charges. Why?
The problems President Trump is facing, they're going to be there for a while. Couple years, who knows when this is actually going to get settled, if ever, because can he get a fair trial? This is going to be on a long time. People are caring about today. How are you going to connect to my heart? What does your message mean to me? And that's what we're focused on.
I do have to ask you about you, though, because this is the first political office that you've run for. A bit of baptism by fire, pastor pun intended there.
Yeah.
But why choose to do this?
Wow. I'm in this race because so many people are unseen. And right now, our party's doing the same lineup as before. They're running the same playbook. If we only won 46% of the vote, it's like we're 4 yards short of a touchdown. We keep running the same play over and over again. I'm saying we've got to throw out that playbook. How are we going to connect to college students? My plan, I want to connect. My wife and I did young adult ministry for 17 years before we started our church. Young adults want to know, do you care about me? How do you care about the poor? How are you connecting to people's lives? We want to see that happen and change because their future's at stake.
How does your plan, how is it different from the other GOP candidates?
Well, one, they don't have a plan. So each president candidate on stage that's coming up tomorrow night, I've not seen one of them actually put together a plan with a date on it, with a target on it. So all the inflation your listeners, everybody's hearing today is because we're spending too much money. So we have a plan to curtail spending, actually prune some things, freeze some things, invest in some things, but in 7 years it balances the budget. It's a target and we have to hit it, but you know what? We have to do it together. We have to get out of the partisan politics. So the biggest thing that I'm sharing is we have to be financially healthy, but we're so divided. Republicans and Democrats can't solve the budget crisis on their own. We have to do it together, and that's the way I'll lead. It's time for us to end this division. We're so broken as a country. You know, Abraham, I think Lincoln said it this way: we'll never be defeated from the outside. If we stumble, it's because we'll be defeated by ourselves, and that's what we're doing. We're fighting ourselves, and I will lead as president to unite our country, solve some of these big problems together.
Okay, GOP presidential candidate Ryan Binkley, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me. Take care.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.